Patience, oftentimes, is nothing more than just staying the course. Yeah, but that's hard sometimes, isn't it? Oh my gosh, isn't it hard to sometimes just show up and just be patient with yourself? Put yourself on autopilot. Sometimes you just need to start, you just need to do. How many times have you said, oh, I should go for a walk, but I don't want to go for a walk, but I'll go for 5 minutes. And when you get out there for 5 minutes, then, oh my gosh, it's fabulous. You go for a half hour or an hour. Same with your yoga. Just do it, just start, have patience, and stay the course. I'm Jan, this is 316 Yoga, and this is your yoga. I emphasize the your. It's your yoga from home. You do it your way. Cut yourself some slack. In this practice, it's a 1 hour long practice. We practice every day. 1 hour straight, start to finish. So there are mistakes, but you know, it's just like being in a real class. If you stick around for just 10 minutes, that's fine too. Do what you can with what you got, but it's 1 hour long. We practice, like I said, every single day. In this practice, you're going to increase your flexibility and your mobility, and I got a couple of new poses for you that I hope, you know, you're going to kind of like. I hope you like. I really hope you like. All right, so ease off the pressure. Do what you can with what you got. Let it go. The word to think about as you practice today is the word release. Just let it go. To be free of doubt, you can do it. Yes, you can. Release that doubt. And to let go of pain, to liberate, to be free. Just do it. Come on. Yes, you can. All right, so we're going to use props. Props we usually use are 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have them, buy them for tomorrow because you're going to come back, right? You strap if you have it, if you want to use it. I'm not using it today. No strap. An eye shade and a little hand towel and have some water nearby. All really great props to have. All right, so we're going to come on up to standing. Lock in a stress number in your head. What's going on? Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. How are you feeling? Whatever you do, don't hurt yourself. At the bottom of our screen it said, if something, do what's right for your body. If something hurts, don't do it. If it's painful, don't do it. Don't hurt yourself. Just do a little bit. If you do this practice, 5% of this practice, I promise you're going to feel better. You got that stress number locked in? Tangible measure here. Lock it in. Let's come into our first pose. All right, how easy is this? Confidence stance. The pose is easier than being confident sometimes. Send your feet about a little greater than hip width distance apart. Put your hands on your hips. Send your elbows back and shoulders down. Chest is lifted. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Squeeze into the shoulders. Lift your chest up higher. Pick up some space. Broaden in the chest. Be strong. Take a deep breath in. And a big sighing breath out. And you know, maybe say this over and over to yourself today. I am doing this exactly right for me. Nobody else, and this is exactly right. All right, start to come up onto your toes, on the balls of your feet. So rise on up. Have a chair nearby. Have a countertop nearby. Just start to move your calves and your ankles and your feet, finding the flexibility and mobility in your feet. We're going to do toes pose and an ankle flow later on as well. So just really strengthen your foundation from the ground up. Rise on up. You know, maybe come higher and hold it for a little bit, keeping your heel behind your toes. Then come on down and do it again. Lift and lower. And come onto your heels. Lift your toes up. Give them a wiggle. Plant your feet solidly. All right, this is a cross-body warm-up. So think about picking apples. Kind of fun. Take your, let's say your left arm, reach high to the right side of your room, and let your left leg pop up off the ground. You know, let the heel pop up. You should come back onto the ball of the feet and just cross body. Cross body. Breathe. Reach like you're on a ladder. Stretching for an apple that's just a little bit out of reach as you go apple picking. Cross-body movements are good for the brain. We're going to do a little different pose today in a curtsy. So same kind of thing, you know, cross-body. When was the last time you curtsied? If ever, right? All right, cross-body. Pick the apples, and let's finish. All right, this is just the warm-up. All right, take your hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Lift your chest up to the sky. Look up. Big breath in, chest lifts high. Big breath out, soften in your shoulders. Big breath in, let your chest go high as you look up. And then exhale, fold forward. Fold forward, let your arms hang toward the earth. Put a little bend in your knees. Let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. Look back towards your knees. Maybe look up towards your belly button. Hands don't have to touch the earth. You're just loosening it up here. You're letting your spine decompress. Give your hips a wiggle, give your neck a wiggle. Just find space. As you breathe into the nose
And then out through the mouth. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Slowly roll your spine up, one vertebra at a time. Come all the way back up to standing. Arm circles. Get into your shoulders. Tee out your arms. Wake up your shoulders. And if that doesn't feel so great, make smaller circles. Nobody's judging you. Don't judge yourself. Don't doubt yourself. My goodness, be patient. Good things come to those who wait. So much truth in all those proverbs, aren't there? All right, take your arm circles in the other direction. This time add in your knees. Bend your knees and straighten when your arms come up. How big of arm circles are you doing? Guess what? It doesn't matter. Do what you can right now where you are. But just come back. Be patient with yourself. Slow and steady wins the race. There you go again. All those cliches, they're true. Come on back up to standing. Arms down by your sides. Straighten up, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Shoulders back and down. Palms facing in towards your hips. Chest good and lifted. Start to sway from side to side. Not sway, start to twist from side to side as you look over one shoulder, then the other. Arms are loose down by your side. Maybe you want to spread your feet a little bit wider. Just feel stable here. And once you do feel stable, maybe challenge yourself by closing your eyes as you look over your shoulder. But you're not really looking because your eyes are closed. That'll challenge your balance. Twist, twist. Imagine the deep twist. We're going to have a nice twist today as well as we continue with your practice. All right, slow it on down. Finish on up. Your big coat swing. Let your arms hang down. Take a big breath in. And a big sighing breath out. Ragdoll time. Everybody loves ragdoll. All right, spread your feet, hip-width distance apart. When you're ready, take your hands to opposite elbow creases. So you've created like a square in your arms. Hinge forward here. Let the crown of your head hang toward the earth as you look back toward your knees or your belly button. Little bend in your knees. Feel different. Try it and see. Breathe. Everybody wants to think, oh, I got to keep my knees straight. Well, no, you don't. It'll feel different. It's not any better, not any worse. It just feels different. Try it and see what feels good for your body. A little bend, sending your bottom to the back of the room and then down. Start to sway from side to side in ragdoll. Breathe. Oh, let it go, let it go, let it go. Too much tension in life. Sigh it out. Be done with it. Loosen up your low back. How about 5 minutes of this pose? What do you think? Not today. All right. So let's come back to stillness at the midline of the body. Lift your toes up and give them a wiggle because you can. Release your hands to the earth, bend your knees, and come on down. As you come on down, let's take a child's pose. In your child's pose, you can use a block or one or two or whatever. It's up to you. Bring your blocks maybe to the top of your mat. I'm going to take my knees and spread them wide. You could keep your knees together. You can send your hips back to your heels. Knees spread, hips back toward my heels. I'm going to use these blocks today, and I'm going to press my hands into the blocks at the top of my mat. Oh my goodness, big stretch in the shoulders. If this isn't for you, here's an option. If your knees are together, you could bring your hands down by your sides with your palms face up. If your knees are spread, you can lengthen through your arms and place your hands on your mat. You can bring your forearms down to your mat. Have your forehead onto your mat or use a block underneath your forehead. Forehead. There we go. Sink the hips on back. As you sink the hips on back towards your heels, try to think of lengthening in your spine, especially in your low back. In this extended child's pose on the blocks, ooh, I'm getting into my shoulders. Any one of the variations is great. It's your practice. The biggest thing is you do it your way, and you just do it. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Big sighing breath out through your mouth. Think of sighing it out through your backbone. Think of sighing it out through your tailbone, sending it way, way far to the back wall. Lengthen the spine. When you're ready, if you're ready, close your lips. Breathe in and out of your nose if you like that. This is your child's pose. Come back to it anytime you like. Good things are happening here. Your stress number's coming down, I promise. Breathe in, breathe out. Now I'm going to switch it up with my arms a little bit. I'm going to bring my elbows down onto the mat. I'm going to bend my elbows and bring my palms to touch behind my head. So my hands are in prayer behind my skull. Breathe in, breathe out. As you exhale, really send your hips back. Feel the nice stretch in your triceps, the back of your arms. Soften in your jaws and breathe. Let everything go, the outside world, let it go. Your world right now is your mat and your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Full breaths in, full breaths out. Ooh. We breathe too shallowly most of the time. Let it go. Finish up. All right, wherever you got your arms, bring them now onto your mat. Hands onto the mat, shoulders over your wrists, knees underneath your hips in a neutral tabletop. Your hands, right now your fingers are pointing forward. Let's do a forearm stretch. Bring your fingers toward your knees. So your hands are on the mat and your fingertips are pointing toward your knees. Your forearms are shining forward. And just move your hips a little bit from side to side, forward and back. Let it feel good in your forearms. Move. Just move to what feels wonderful. Stretch out the forearms. Ooh, they get so tight, don't they? Stretch it out. Enjoy your yoga. Because it's your yoga. You're doing the poses that feel good for your body. How could you not want to do that? Don't feel that you got to do something that's just not for you. You're doing this to feel good. All right. Forearms are feeling great. Maybe you want to stay here longer. I'm going to come out of it, though. I'm going to bring my fingers back around to a natural position. I'm going to circle my wrists, kind of get the tingles out. And then I'm going to take my 2 blocks, and I'm going to come into a toes pose. All right, toes pose. Toes pose, ankle pose. All right, so here's the deal. Come to standing on your knees. Tuck your toes towards your shins. You can sit back onto your heels and stay right here. All right, you could also put a block underneath your bottom. I think that feels a little more doable. You do what speaks to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do no blocks at all. I'm going to sit back, so this will facilitate my going into the flow, into the ankles. But maybe today you just want to do the toes pose. You decide. All right, so first of all, let me tell you what good things are happening here. You know your feet are tight. They're usually really tight because they're in shoes. They don't move that much. You're really just getting the toes and the feet and the fascia in the feet to relax, soften in your shoulders. If this is painful, come out of it, or just do it to a little lesser percentage. And each practice, each time you come back to your mat, you'll find that you can do a little bit more. Breathe. You can put your hands on your thighs. You can have them at prayer center. Focus on the sensations in your feet, and they're good sensations. Take a breath in and a breath out. And you can stay here in your toes pose. Hinge forward if you want to come out a little bit, or let's flow it. Bring the tops of your feet onto your mat. Lean back into the tops of your feet. Use your blocks to bring the ground up to you and walk them on back. Let your knees pop up. They're going to stay together, but let them pop on up. Stretch out the ankles. And then go back to your toes pose for a little bit. Breathe. The more you bring your shoulders back over your hips, the more intense it's going to be. Breathe. And then come back to on the tops of your feet. Use your blocks, push into the mat. Push the blocks into the mat. Push your hands into the blocks. Lift your knees up and feel the stretch in the ankles. How do you like it? Breathe. That's your toes pose, ankle pose. It's a complementary pose. Think about it. Big, intense stretch in one direction. And then big, intense stretch in the other direction, getting that full range of motion going in your ankles and your feet. All right, let's finish. Blocks to the top of your mat. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up. Squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle the ankles around and around in both directions. Then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Plant your feet. Plant your hands, press the tops of your feet into your mat. Feel your belly engage, feel your core strengthen. Just tighten up as you push the earth away. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone so your back is nice and straight. Let's do some cat-cow pose. All right, again, a complementary pose. Exhale and bring your chin to your chest and your tailbone under. Suck in your stomach so you feel like your belly button's going to your spine. Arch your back to the sky. And then as you take your inhale, just the opposite. Tailbone and crown of the head lift to the sky. So you're tucking your tailbone under with the exhale. And with the inhale, sending it up to the sky like a little pony. All right, keep at it. Push the earth away, tops of the feet pushed in, hands pushed in. Moving your spine in the shape of a letter C. Breathe. That's your cat-cow. Tuck the tailbone under. I think it feels really good to tuck the tailbone under, and then it feels really good to lift the tailbone super high. Breathe. All right, neutral tabletop. Stress numbers coming down already, isn't it? Extend your right leg long. Press the ball of the foot into the mat. You were pressing the ball of your foot into the mat earlier during our warm-up when you came up onto your toes. Press the ball of the foot into the mat. Push hard into your hands. Stretch out the back of the leg. Breathe here. Big breaths. In through the nose, and if you like, out through the nose. Nice, big, strong stretch. You got it. Lift the right leg up, cross the midline of your body, squeeze high in the upper inner thighs, plant the ball of that foot down on the left side of your body, and then look over your left shoulder. Look back to your foot. If you can see your foot, try to look to your knee. If you can see your knee, try to look to your bottom. So nice lateral flexion of your spine here, feeling the nice stretch up the right side of your body. Breathe. Bring the right foot back to its natural position, knee next to knee. Let it be. Extend the left leg long. Plant the left foot into the mat. Push hard into the mat. Push hard into the ball of your foot. Stretch it out. Breathe in, breathe out. It should feel really good. If it doesn't feel good, adjust so that it does feel good. Lift the left leg up. Cross the midline of your body. Plant the ball of the foot. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe you can look back and see your foot back there. Maybe you can see your knee. Maybe even farther, you push and twist and look back to see your bottom. Breathe. Bring the left knee back to meet the right knee. Let's do a cycle of cat-cow. Chin to chest, tailbone under, kind of everything evens out. Inhale, cow pose, let it go. Let's do another pose for the shoulders called thread the needle. You might want to introduce a block. Bring a block at its stable height inside your left hand. Lift your right arm up, up, up to the sky and look up. As you exhale, think of your right hand as thread, left arm as the needle, thread it on under. The right arm is going to go to the left side of your body with your palm up. Bring your right cheek down to your block. Extend your left arm longer to the top of your mat. Right arm is reaching to the left side of your mat. So think of, if the visual is threading a needle. Maybe no block at all, or maybe a half height block. We've talked about those before. All right, adjust your knees. Everybody's height, everybody's torso is different. Adjust your knees so it's comfortable, if that's the word, and bring your right shoulder down to the earth and feel a nice big stretch here. Kind of wiggle your bottom so you can get into the shoulder. Breathe. Lengthen through your left fingers. Hold it here. Breathe. This is your thread the needle pose. There are other poses we do other days that are more intense, less intense, but just working the shoulders. And you got to shake it up with the variety of different poses. You don't have to do 110% every time. Do a little lesser sometimes. Shake it up. All right, let's unthread the needle. As you inhale, let the left arm slide under the left shoulder. Let the right arm come back up, 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 up to the sky. Look up, twist, look up to your right hand. Finish. Right hand comes down. Let's do the left side. Okay, so you come back to your neutral tabletop position, and then you're going to inhale, lift the left arm up to the sky and look up to the left hand. Exhale, thread the needle on this side. Left arm comes under, right arm scoots up to the top. Left cheek comes down to a block or the mat, and feel this good stretch in the shoulder. Your bottom's up toward the sky. Wiggle your knees, get comfortable here. Soften in your jaws. So the left shoulder's getting a good stretch, but guess what? So's the right one. Aren't you glad you warmed up? doing those arm circles. And maybe you don't come all the way down. Just try every little bit. Don't think you're doing it wrong. The only thing you're doing wrong is if you do a pose that hurts, if you're in pain. Breathe. You want to feel a little bit of a sensation in your left shoulder here. Nice sensation in the right shoulder too as it reaches long to the top of the mat. And then let's finish. Unthread the needle, slide the right arm under the right shoulder, left arm goes back up to the sky, look up, 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 look to the left arm, and then finish. Bring the hands down, neutral tabletop, lengthen through the crown of the head and the tailbone. Cat, cow, chin to chest, tuck it under. Inhale, cow, and finish up. All right, so that's your cat-cow. That is your thread the needle. Let's do a side plank. But let's do a side plank on our knee. All right, so we're gonna root into your left arm. Left wrist under the left shoulder. Left knee is down. Extend your right leg long. Lift your right arm up to the sky and enjoy this for just a moment. Reach on up, look on up to the right hand. Find some balance here. Maybe lift the right leg up. It's totally fine. You don't have to do a full side plank every single day. Maybe lift the right leg a little higher. Look up to your fingers. Turn your neck. Really look up. You can hold the leg high, the right leg high and extended, or bring it on down. It's all right. Maybe you want to bring it up, bring it down, and bring it on up again. Push into the earth. Nice, stable left arm. Looking up to the sky. Hold it. Hold it. Lift out of your right side body. Breathe. Now let's finish. Bring the right arm down to meet the left, and let's switch sides. All right, be on the right knee, plant the right hand, left arm lifts to the sky. You can stay right here. Look up to your left hand and breathe. Reach and extend through your left fingers. Maybe lift the left leg up a little bit or a little higher. Breathe. Hold it. It takes some balance, doesn't it? I think we all want to just strive to do the most. Like extend the right leg long, extend the left leg long, stack the ankles. You can do that, but you don't have to do it all the time. Find your balance here. It's not always easy, is it? And we often say your yoga doesn't get easier, you get stronger if you be patient and stay the course. Hold it. Lift a little more out of your hips. Turn your neck a little more to look up to your hand. And then let's finish. Oh my goodness. Left hand down, right hand down, knees spread wide. Wide-legged child's pose. Hips go back to your heels. Arms reach long to the top. Stretch it out. Forehead comes down to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let it go. All right, come on up. Find a seat. Let's do some core stuff. Okay, here's something you can do with a block. You can have it at the bottom of your mat. We're going to do the 3 little core things we usually do. We'll start with the Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. All right, so if you don't want to use the block, you don't have to. Bring the soles of your feet together to touch, knees open wide. Maybe that's as far as you want to go. You can bring the block down to your bottom of your mat and elevate your feet. Ooh, yeah. All right, then hands to prayer center. Slowly come to recline. All the way down to your mat, shoulders all the way down. Maybe hike your heels up a little closer to your groin or further away. You decide, whatever feels like it's doing its thing in a positive way. All right, elbows. Open them up to the sides of the room. Maybe bring them down to the mat and bring your fingers to your temples. You can stay right here. If you want to do the sit-up part of this, as you exhale, chin comes up, elbows and knees open wide. Inhale, come on down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Do a few of these. However high you want to take it. Remember, it's no pressure. You're here because you want to feel better. I'm here to guide you so you can feel better and bring that stress number down. You take it to what is right for you today. And then finish. Come on down. Let's do bicycle. All right. Kick your block aside. Bicycle. Lots of ways to do it. You can start with your feet on your mat. You can take your fingers back to your temples. You can peel your shoulders up, bring opposite elbow in the direction of the opposite knee to kind of get a little bit of a twist going on. How do you like that? The other And shoulders come down and the knees come up. Knees are over the hips. Draw your toes towards your shins so your heels are kind of like driving toward the bottom of your mat. You can drive your heels to the bottom of the mat as you're riding a recumbent bicycle. Arms wherever you want, wherever feels right. Maybe you want to keep them at your temples with the elbows down. Ride your recumbent bike. Let's put it all together if you want. Keep the legs going, but peel the shoulders up and bring opposite elbow toward opposite knee. That's an option too. And lastly, you could straighten your legs and give them a scissor kick. So straighten both legs are straight. One leg toward the ground, one leg toward the sky, and then switch it out. Breathe. Have them kind of meet at a 45-degree angle and just switch them out. There's your bicycle. Finish. Legs go long, arms go high overhead. Stretch it out in a big stick pose. Palms touch. Reach through your fingers. Point through your toes. Feel the nice stretch in your hip flexors. Breathe. Woo, getting into the shoulders too. Can your thumbs come down to the earth? If they can, that's fine. And if they can't, that's fine too. Breathe. Boat pose, Navasana. Here you could use your strap if you want. You could take your strap, place the center of the strap under your feet and hold onto the strap like reins of a horse. You could also take your hands behind your hamstrings, low on the hamstrings, right behind the knees. Rock and roll up. And we always say, if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, check with your doctor before you rock on your spine. All right, so rock a few times back and forth. Have fun with it. And then come on up to seated. As you're seated, soles of your feet come down. Hands are behind your knees. Send your shoulders back and down. Lean on back as if you're in a recliner. Maybe lift the weight out of one foot or the other. Maybe out of both feet. Maybe bring your shins parallel to the earth and hold it here. Elbows hugged in. Lean on back. Breathe. Hold it here in your boat pose. Maybe you decide to straighten your legs. Lift out of your chest. Shoulders are back and down. Maybe remove your hands or not. Your call. Maybe arms lift. Breathe. Hold it. Boat pose. You've got it. Lengthen. You've got it. Hold on. Strong core. And then finish. Feet come down. Hug your knees in. Heels towards your bottom. Forearms wrap around your shin. Lengthen up and hold here in a tight little yogi ball. Let's take it a little farther. Maybe push the weight up into your toes. Lean on back, trust yourself. Maybe tuck your chin to your chest, forehead towards your knees, hold on tight. And then finish. Feet come down, find your two blocks. Let's do some lunges. All right, so good for your hips. You're gonna turn around. You're gonna come to standing on your knees. Press your hands into your blocks. The blocks are at a high height by your side. You're standing on your knees. Take your right foot forward. Right toes are pointing forward. And you're going to bring your right knee over your right ankle. Press into the blocks to send your left leg long. Put a towel under your left knee if that feels better. You're stretching out the hip flexor on the left side here. It's intense, it really is. So maybe you keep your torso at about a 45-degree angle. Check out your knee, keep the knee over the ankle, and you stay right here. If you want, press your fingertips into the block and bring your shoulders up even more. Maybe shoulders are over your hips. Breathe in, breathe out. How are you doing? This is your lunge. Big stretch here in the left hip. You can intensify it if you want to by raising your arms up to the sky and look up towards your fingers. Breathe. Take a little back bend if you like, sending your arms a little more to the back of the room. When you're ready, bring the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, hands back to a prayer center position, fine place to be. Now let's surf. This one's fun. Hands back down to the blocks. Straighten the right leg and send your bottom more back towards your left heel. And then rebend the right knee. Take it as far forward as feels good. It's all right. And then bring it on back. And you can use these blocks to walk forward and back. Think of the blocks as bringing the ground up to you. All right, take it farther if you want. Bring your bottom back to your left heel and have a seat. Whew, nice big stretch in that left quad, isn't it? Draw your right toes up to the sky. Breathe. And then surf it out. Come forward. Send the knee forward to the ankle. Just nice and big, deep stretch here. So think like surfing. All right, the blocks are great. And doing it without the blocks is great too. Maybe hands to prayer center. Come on back, your core is strong. You got it, you did side plank, you did boat pose, your core is strong. Keep at it. You might not be able to do it today, but have that P word. Have patience with yourself and just stay the course. You know what it takes. You just gotta show up and do. All right, let's finish with the surfing here. Let's come back to standing on both knees. Reintroduce your blocks. This time, left foot goes forward. Same thing, other side. Press into the blocks. Right leg goes super duper long. Come on up, shoulders to what feels right. Maybe just stay right here. Maybe just stay right here. You see how far you want to take that stretch in the front of your right hip. Maybe arms come up. Maybe your gaze goes up too. Maybe the fingers go more toward the back of the room or not. And then fingers come back to the sky. Exhale to prayer center. Take a moment here. Remember what we said in the beginning? I'm doing this exactly right for me. That's what you need to do. Do it exactly what's right for you. Time to surf if you want. Straighten and bend. Walk the blocks back if you want, a little bit or a lot. Oh, and breathe. And that challenge with the hands at prayer center, maybe surf it out. Focus. Oh boy, do you have to focus to get this going on. But that's good. Focus on the moment. Don't worry about the past or the future. We live our life too much in the past, too much in worry of the future. Be in the moment. Just move your body. Sounds simple, right? And it really is. All right. I think one more time will even us out. And let's finish. Come back to standing on both knees. All right, we're gonna come up to standing now and we're gonna do some standing poses. All right, so let's plant our hands onto your mat. Tuck your toes towards your shins. Think of a string on your tailbone, sending your bottom up to the sky as you straighten your legs. You're in a downward facing dog now. Now, feet are hip width distance apart, heels slightly lifted. Hands shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide. Suction cup your fingers into the mat. Let the crown of your head hang heavy as you look back towards your feet, towards your knees, towards your belly button. Shake your neck. Let it go. Pedal your dog. One heel closer to the earth than the other, coming back to those calves. Finish. Still your feet. Walk your feet up to meet your hands, or walk your hands back to meet your feet. Sweep your arms out to the side of the room. Rise on up as you inhale. Come to an extended mountain pose. Lengthen up. Soften in your shoulders. Lengthen up through your fingers. Soften up as you exhale in the shoulders. One more big lengthening up through your fingers. Exhale, soften in your shoulders. Hands to prayer center. Tree pose, Vrikasana. Root into, let's say, your left foot. Take your weight out of your right. Open it up to the side of the room. You can be on the ball of that foot. We've done that a lot today. Or have your hand on the counter for balance. Bring the sole of the foot into the extended right leg, onto the calf, or high up onto the thigh. Just don't push the foot sideways into the knee. Lengthen up here. Hips are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Crown of the head is up toward the sky. Look to where your ceiling and wall meet. Hold it right here and press the weight into the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. And if you fall out, no big deal, get back in. Grow your branches if you want. Sway your branches. Woo, find your balance. And if you fall out, don't sweat it. Everybody falls out. Get back in. You know, we think everybody else has it down pat, and we don't. None of us have it. We just keep trying, and that's what counts. All right, hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Right foot meets left. Another side, another opportunity to succeed because you're doing it exactly right for you. Root into the other foot. Open up the other knee. Maybe hold on to the counter and just lift through the chest. You got it going on. I'm going to take the foot, bring it up a little or a lot, but skip over that knee. Foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Hips relaxed, shoulders relaxed, hands to prayer center. Focus. Grow your branches if you want. Breathe. Find your balance. Balance is so important. You got to keep at it. The only way to get better is to do it. There's no magic formula. Just do it. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Plant the left foot next to the right. Take a big breath in. And a big shoulder softening breath out. Big yoga pose called Warrior 3. This is a big balancing pose. Let's start. Bring your right foot forward. Maybe your hands stay on your hips. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Put the weight into your right leg. Weight a little bit out of the left. Maybe you're back on the balls of your foot. And you stay right here. Bring your chest more forward. Maybe lift the leg up a little bit or a lot as you bring your chest maybe parallel to the earth. Little softness in the right knee. Never hurt anybody. Good. Keep it nice and not locked out. Left leg lifts, left hip dials down. Maybe sweep your arms forward and come into a capital letter T shape. Reach through your hands. You've got it. Hold on. Stretch, reach, lengthen. Hands back to your hips. Left foot meets right on the mat. Lift through your chest. Take it to the other side. Right leg steps back, big and strong. Left foot is flat. Right foot, you come up onto the balls of the feet. Chest is lifted and forward. Hands can stay on your hips. You can stay right here. Play with it a little bit. Maybe have a chair nearby. Try to lift the right leg up a little, or a little more, a little more, a little more. Softness in the left knee. Right leg lifts, right hip dials down. Maybe arms reach to the front of your room. Lengthen. You got it. You look like a capital letter T for the word terrific. Hold on. Hands back to your hips. Right foot meets left. Whew! All right. Both feet meet. Put a bend in your knees. Put a bend in your knees and hold it here. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Send more weight back into your heels. Hands can stay right on your hips. Cross body movement. The right leg, let's bring it behind us and just tap. And then bring it to meet the left foot. Just tap in the toes, sending it straight back and then to meet the other foot. Send it back and to meet the other foot. Then start to bring the right foot across the midline of the body. Tap the toes down and bring it back. Tap the toes and bring it back. You know, you take it as far as is right for you. Find your balance. Hold on to a chair. Nothing wrong with that. And then let's finish up. Knees meet, but keep that bend in the knees for your little chair-like pose. Hold it here. Breathe. Maybe you're just little teeny pulses. How's that? Maybe that feels right today. When you're ready, the weight more into the right foot. Tap the left foot back and to meet the other foot. Back and forth, back and forth. You're holding on solid with that right leg. Toes of the left foot are just tapping back and then coming back to meet the right foot. When you're ready, if you're ready, remember that chair can be your best friend. Hold on to it if you like. Cross body. Left foot crosses the midline to the other side. You take it to what feels like the right kind of challenge for you today. Breathe. And then I think we're about done. Maybe one or two more times. What do you think? Let's finish. Bring the feet to meet. Straighten through the legs. Arms lift high. Extended mountain. Exhale. Hands to prayer center. Fold forward. Remember ragdoll? Let's do it again. Toe heel your feet. Hip width distance. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Gaze back to your knees or your belly button. Shake your neck. A little bend in your knees. Start to sway your elbow from one side to the other. One elbow back toward the knee. Other elbow back toward the other knee. So you're like drawing maybe a sideways figure 8 on your mat with your elbows. And then finish. Come back to stillness at the midline. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Release it. Let it go. Shake your toes, wiggle your toes, lift them up. Plant your toes. Try to lift just your big toe. Plant the big toe. Plant the big toe. Try to lift the other 4 toes while keeping the big toe down. Plant your feet. Plant your hands. Bend your knees. Come on down to your mat. Have a seat. You can use your strap, your towel, or nothing at all. Let's take a seated forward fold. I'm going to use the towel because everybody's got a towel, right? Toes up toward the sky, arms lift. Arms lift, maybe hold on to that towel, or you're reaching the fingers high to the sky. Take a big breath in, lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, let your chest come towards your thighs. Take your towel, you're hugging it, pulling it, not hugging it, you're pulling it toward the side of the room. Place the towel or your strap under your feet. Keep your gaze forward. Pull that towel in, hug your elbows in, toes up toward the sky. You're gazing forward. Maybe bring your gaze down toward your knees. Your elbows are hugged in. Gaze toward your knees. Close your eyes. Breathe and imagine your nose is on your knees. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release. Come on up. Spread your legs wide. Find your 2 blocks. Place them between your legs. Legs spread wide. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Nice straight back. Maybe bring your forearms down to your blocks. Remember, your blocks have lots of height. You can bring them nice and high. How's that? Or lower them. Whatever feels right. Forearms down to your blocks. Or maybe you bring your head to your blocks. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe. Slowly bring your shoulders back up over your hips. That's that. All right, let's come into a Superman pose. This is a fun one. All right, so come over to your belly. Once on your belly, legs, spread them so they're comfortable. Tops of your feet are on your mat. Your legs aren't together, but they're not super far apart. They're just, you're getting ready to fly like Superman. Arms reach long to the top of your mat. Chin, forehead, nose come down to your mat. Superman. Superman flies. Let's start by lifting one leg or the other or both. Feel the compression in your low back. You can stay here and work the legs, maybe one leg, then the other, or lift them both up, or put them both down. You can do the arms separately. One arm lifts, other arm lifts, or both arms lift. Or put it all together and all 4 lift, fly like Superman. Reach through your fingers, gaze down your nose, lift your hips, or lift your feet a little higher, legs go higher, maybe your thighs are off of your mat. Lengthen, fly like Superman. Hold on here, you're strengthening your spine. Finish. Hands come to underneath your collarbones. Straighten through your arms, press on up to a seal pose. Soften in your hips, soften in your glutes. Think of your hips going to the sides of your mat. Hold it here if it feels good. Come out of it if it doesn't. Let's come on up and flip on over to our backs. Bring your eye shade and your towel up towards your shoulders. Grab a drink of water if you want. We're going to do bridge, and keep bridge in your mind. All right, come on down to recline. All the way down, recline. Bend your knees, soles of your feet are on your mat. Arms are down by your sides. Press the weight into your feet and lift your hips up. This is bridge pose. Stretching out the front of your hips again, like we did in our lunge. How does this feel? Breathe. Lift high in your hips by pushing hard into your feet. There's your bridge. Breathe. Look up to the sky. Hold it here. You've got it. Push harder into your feet. Slowly lower your spine down, 1 vertebra at a time. Bring your tailbone down last. Lift your right leg up. Cross the right leg into a figure 4 by bringing the outside of the right ankle onto the left thigh near the knee. Take your 2 hands, press your inner right thigh open. Stay right here if this feels good. If you would like, lift your left leg up. Think of the left knee coming towards your chest, and the outside of the right knee, the bent knee, push it toward the bottom of your mat. Arms down by your sides, hold it here. Adjust that left knee. Bring it closer to your chest or further away. Breathe. Hold it. Bring it closer. Hold it. Shoulders are down, away from your ears. Hold it. Hold it. Now plant your left foot. Keep your right foot right where it is. Left foot comes down. Do a bridge pose with just pressing into this left foot. Lift your hips up and the outside of the right knee, drive it down toward your mat. Lift your hips up, hold it here. Hold it and breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. You got it. Slowly roll your spine down. You got it. Right foot meets left, other side. All right, left leg lifts outside of the left ankle onto the right knee. Maybe you push the inner left thigh open and stay right here today. Maybe you lift the right knee up and just play with this a little bit. Where does it feel super great? Hug the knee or bring the knee closer to your chest while driving the outside of the left knee away. Maybe circle your ankles. No stress. Just feel what you feel. Let your hips enjoy it. Breathe. Maybe bring the knee closer to the chest. Just breathe through it. Your shoulders are soft. No stressors here. Right foot comes down to your mat. Time for your one-legged bridge in this figure 4. Hips go high. Push into the right foot. Maybe I'm going to scoop my right heel up closer to my bottom. Hips go high. Hold it here. The left knee, the one that's bent. Work it down toward the bottom of the mat some more. And work both hips up to the sky some more. You got it. All right. Bring your spine down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Tailbone down last. Both feet meet on the mat. Bridge again. Hips go high to the sky. This seems like a piece of cake after that, right? All right, hips are high. Wiggle your shoulder blades closer to your spine. Arms down by your sides. Maybe interlace your fingers. Press your pinkies into the mat. Hips are high. Push into your feet. Lift in your bridge pose. Release your hands down by your sides. Again, roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Left leg goes long on your mat. Left toes drawn up towards your shin. Right knee bends. You could use a towel to hug your right knee in if you want, or use your interlaced fingers. Hug the right knee in. Left calf stays down on your mat. Right knee's hugged in, supine twist. Left hand guides the right knee across the midline of your body. Roll onto your left hip, tee out your right arm, gaze to the right. Nice big twist. Breathe, you're almost done. Right hip comes down, gaze goes back up, hug the right knee in, and circle the ankle in both directions. Keep that mobility in your ankles going. Right leg comes down, right heel drives to the bottom of your mat. Feel it all the way up the right side. Left knee, slowly bend it, dragging the heel up nice and slowly, bending the left knee up towards your chest. Using the towel or your interlaced fingers, hug under the knee. Squeeze the air out of your belly. Soften in your shoulders. Good tight squeeze here. You were meant to move. Maybe it's been a while, but just move. It'll all come back. Right hand takes the left knee across the midline of the body as you roll onto the right hip. Encourage the left knee down toward the earth. Left arm tees out. Turn your head to look to the left. Shoulder stays down. Left shoulder is good and soft. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly bring your left hip back to the earth and your gaze back up to the sky. Hug the left knee in one more time and circle this left ankle out multiple times, both directions. Just move it. Left leg goes long to meet the right. Stretch it out in a stick pose. Fingers reach to the top of the mat. Palms touch. Toes point to the bottom of the mat. When you're ready, draw your toes toward your shins. Feel your calves on your mat. Now drag both heels up good and slowly. Take, multiple breaths here. Dragging the heels up, up, up slowly on your mat. Drag them up good and slowly. Drag them up. We're going to do happy baby. So keep dragging the heels up, 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 up toward the midline of your body. When you get as high as you can, Bend the knees up towards your chest, towards your armpits. Take your left hand under your left knee, right hand under your right knee. Draw your toes towards your shins. You're gonna think of bringing your knees out towards your armpits and rock and roll a little bit from side to side. Kind of a nice low back massage. Enjoy this. All right, this is a happy baby. Lots of ways to be a happy baby, right? Rock and roll here. Enjoy how it feels on your low back. Maybe draw circles with your knees on the ceiling. And if you want, take your hands, capture inside your calves and keep rocking. Or reach down, capture inside your heels. Straighten one leg up to the sky, holding onto the heel, then bend the knee, and then straighten the other leg. So back and forth. Think of your knees going into your armpits while one leg extends and the other goes high. Nice mobility in your hips. And then let's finish. Send both legs up high to the sky. Bring both knees together to meet. Do little circles with your ankles here, little circles in the other direction, and then slowly imagine your heels as weighted. Bring them on down to the earth, arms down by your sides. Slowly bring them on down. Your legs feel like you're in boat pose, right? Bring them on down, down, down. Where's the earth? There it is. Good. All right, bring them on down. Let's do final Shavasana. Capture your eye shade or your towel. Spread your feet a little bit so they're comfortable on the edges of your mat. Pinky toes kind of fall out to the edges of your mat. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your little hand towel, arms down by your sides. Oh, take your final Shavasana pose. Breathe in, breathe out, however is comfortable, but just keep your breaths long and strong. With each exhale, let your shoulders melt more into the mat. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Soften your ears, your cheeks. Deep breaths. Let your body be heavy with each full exhale. Just, you almost feel like a deflated balloon. Just let the shoulders relax, your whole body relax. Inhale, your chest fills up. Exhale, let it go. Really try to let even more air out. You've got a lot of capacity there. Use it. Fill up. More. And then release slowly. Keep letting it out. All the way, nothing left. And then repeat. All right, stay here longer if you want. If you have your remote control handy, you can put it on pause and just focus on your breath, nothing else. If it's time to conclude your hour, take a big breath in and a big breath out. All right, with your hands, take your thumb, eyes are closed, and tap your pinky a couple of times. Thumb to pinky a few times. Then thumb to ring finger a couple of times. Then the tall man finger to your thumb a couple times. Pointer finger a couple times to your thumb. And then work your way back down to your pinky. Just a couple of taps here, a couple of taps there. All right, spread your hands good and wide, fingers really, really wide. Feel the webbing between your fingers. And then squeeze your hands into fists. Feel the tension all the way up to your shoulders, and then release. Let's do something similar with our feet. Squeeze your toes toward your sole of your foot, and then open up your toes good and wide. Spread your toes really, really super wide as best you can. And then squeeze them and scrunch them again, and then open them wide. Circle your ankles in one direction and your wrists too. We can do that at the same time. Circle your wrists and your ankles in the opposite direction. Inhale, reach high overhead and take a big good morning stretch. Feel the length in your hips. Stretch it out like you first stretch in the morning before you even get out of bed. Find more length in your shoulders. Find more length and stretch in your ankles. And then bend your knees and your elbows. Roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Bend your low arm. Rest your head on that bicep. Top shoulder relaxes. Eyes closed. Savor this moment and this breath. Let it go, let it go, let it go. As you're ready, maybe you keep your eyes closed and press on up, or don't press up, just come on up using your core and find a comfortable seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. Eyes can remain closed if you like that. Bring your hands to prayer center or bring them onto your knees if that feels more comfortable for you. Lengthen up through the crown of your head, shoulders toward the back of the room and down. Breathe in, breathe out. Gently blink your eyes open. Ta-da! You did it. Hour-long yoga practice. You did it. You made it. You did it. How do you feel? That's the real measure of the success of your practice. We took a stress number in the beginning. What was it? But more importantly, what is it? It's this hour that did that for you. It's the hour that brought the stress number down. And that's so important. We have too many stressors in our lives. Patience is staying the course. It's hard sometimes. It really is. It's not easy for anybody. But put yourself on autopilot sometimes. Just come, just do, just start. All right, that's it for today. From all of us to all of you, focus on these things today. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Focus on that patience. Have a great day, everybody. Tell your friends about our yoga. Like us on Facebook, on YouTube, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. But just come back. We're free for anybody and everybody. Just show up for you. All right. I love you guys. See you next time. Tomorrow. Bye. Hello. Did you have a nice yoga practice? Bye, guys. Have fun today. It's not what you think you are that's holding you back. It's what you think you're not that's holding you back. Come on now, you can do your yoga. You know that because you've stuck around, you've done your yoga, you've been doing your yoga faithfully. Good for you. And I hope you're seeing the benefits. I know you're seeing the benefits. Tell your friends about those benefits. Have them join our yoga too. It is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and on YouTube. They can sign in, they can do the yoga live with us, which I think is the most fun, or they can watch it anytime throughout the day. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Come check it out. Come check out your yoga. Tell your friends to check us out and just have a good time. Be all that you can be. See you on your mats tomorrow.